everyone, and welcome to another Top Agent Nation Commercial Wednesdays. This is a really exciting program as we just came back from our EXP Con and got to talk to CREXi. Thank you for CREXi for sponsoring and sharing a lot of the events, and it was great to meet everyone at the CREXi commercial. Paul, you know, I just want to share, because of just speaking with you at the mixer, you have so much that was going on, especially with your technology, using AI, all these other improvements. And I know we may be short today because you guys are doing so much successful auctions. Now that the election is behind us, we're ready to go. Let's get back to business again, right? Let's make the end of this year great, and then 2025, right? Let's see more activity. But Paul, what is CREXi seeing?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having us on. It was wonderful seeing everyone at the mixer there in South Beach. It's amazing what happens when you open up a bar and offer free snacks. Everybody wants to talk to you. So yeah, we're CREXi is. I think most people on this call know who CREXi is. We're the largest open commercial real estate marketplace. People can put their listings up there as long as they're licensed, and anyone can come in and find them. And then what our sort of secret sauce is, we use AI, which was, I think it's an overused term these days. Everything is AI, but we basically use machine learning and matching technology to help brokers sell their deals, lease their deals through the platform. Okay. And like 10 years, well, almost 10 years later, it's amazing how many leads brokers get, how many deals are getting done on the platform, and the great feedback we have. Certainly working with EXP, a lot of our top brokers within CREXi happen to be EXP brokers, like you, Jimmy, for example, bought into the idea of CREXi from a very early stage, probably because of your background, and you're like, well, this makes sense. And so that's kind of where we are today. You know, with the data side of it, so we started CREXi as a marketplace, right? That was the big idea of CREXi. And honestly, I think I was like the 10th employee of CREXi, and I didn't even get what CREXi was. Because I knew listing platforms, right? A listing platform, we use them all. LoopNet, I think, is probably one that everyone's used over the years. I certainly did when I was a broker, and I've been a broker. I was a broker for about 30 years. And, you know, listen, MLSs, multiple listing service, right? It's in the name. They're just a place where people put lots of listings, and as a buyer or a broker, you have to scroll down pages and find your deal. This was explained to me over a burrito in LA one time. I went to visit with our chief technology officer at the time, this guy called Hans Koo, and he's like, do you know what a marketplace is? And I go, yeah, you go to a market, you buy stuff. No, it's a place where everybody is, and then once everybody's there, then you have all, you know, the multiplication of all the networks, of all the nodes. I forget whose law it is, Moore's law or something like that. It becomes zillions and zillions of connections, and that makes the platform more useful. So it's a long way of saying there are people out there that create these little marketplaces or little listing services. They're just not going to get the traffic. Because when you enclose a little system, and I see brokers or brokerages out there saying, let me create my own little tiny place where just my listings are, or me and my certain groups listings are, and that's great. It's exclusive, but guess what? No one's seeing them. And the amazing thing about CREXi is there's not a broker that I don't know that I look at, you know, help them on their listings. They have thousands and thousands of leads. And so our job now is not really how to get more leads for brokers. It's how to help brokers turn those leads into dollars, right? That's really kind of what our function is right now. And we do that through the leads platform, which I'm going to show you real quick, because I know most of you are using CREXi. Hopefully, I think most of you are. But you probably are not using the leads like I use leads. So I'm with the transactions team, the auction team, and we sell about 500 to 800 properties a year, depending on how the market goes. So we're doing a lot of volume. And so we have a lot of listings, and we have a lot of leads, and we have to be very efficient on how to turn those leads into deals. So I'm going to show you that. And then I'll also show you kind of how we use our comps and records here, our data side of CREXi, to get new, not only to value properties, but to get new business. And it's going to be kind of a whirlwind tour because we have, like I told you, Jimmy, we're in the middle of, it's our last day of auctions today. We have auctions. We run auctions from Mondays to Wednesdays every other week. And this just happens to be the Wednesday when they're all closing. So I have another screen open with all my deals and all the bids coming in that I'm looking at, which I can't show you guys. But, you know, Anthony has a deal. He's going to join us in a minute. He has a deal that's closing right now. I have one in Oklahoma that's closing in 33 minutes, so I might have to jump off onto that one. But I do want to show you some cool stuff that I think you guys would be impressed. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Well, there is questions in the chat. Let me take a little look right here real quick. Mia, AI, November 13. Okay, nothing. Eric. Okay, you guys are just promoting stuff. Got it. All right, but if you do have a question for me, put it in the chat and I'll take a look. All right, here's the first. I'm going to show you a few things that you should do right now, assuming you have a CREXi account. If you don't have a CREXi account, go get one. They're free. If you don't have your listings on CREXi, just add them. You can add listings here. It's free. You can put your listings up for free. You will get leads. People will reach out. You can sell deals on CREXi for free right now. And then what you would do once your listings are live, you go into the dashboard right here, go to My Listings, right? And then what you want to do is pick your first, I'm just going to pick a random listing right here. You're going to go to My Listings. You're going to pick your first listing. So let's say it's a 7-unit. Let me just look at this one here. Let's assume that this is your listing. All right. Thanks, Bianca. The first thing you want to do is come in here and click on, see where it says leads? And you're going to click on all leads. And this is, if there's one thing I want you guys to do off this call, is go do this to all your listings. I guarantee you there are deals waiting for you to turn into dollars. I guarantee it. And if you don't believe me, call me up after later, maybe tomorrow or Friday, I'll have more time. I'll go into your dashboard with you and I'll show you where your leads are. But look, this listing has 1,200 leads. I'm not going to call all 1,200, right? But what I'll do is first of all, I'll click on number of visits. And then it's going to show me all the people that looked at my deal by number of times they came to it. To me, this is probably one of the biggest things. Like Michael Cho looked at this deal 26 times. Yolanda Bannister looked at the deal 23 times. And then what our client managers do at CREXi, Anthony and I have client managers that call these leads for us. They prioritize their leads like this. And if the person seems like they're interested, they'll pin this person, right? And the pin leads show up here. So what you should do if you have a junior broker on your team, or you don't really have much going on right now, or hire someone offshore, I know a lot of brokers do that, have them call through your leads, figure out of these 1,200, who are the people you as the main broker should speak with, have them pin them for you, and then all you need to do is go in and click on pin leads. I'm not going to do it. It just takes some time and it's going to slow this down, but you'll just see the 3 people you need to talk to. Then what you want to do is go over here and you see the notes the client managers left. Make sure your team is leaving all the notes on all your leads. So remember, walked her through the registration T&Cs, and or her husband was the one looking, she's going to connect. Whatever the story is with the person, put them in here, because these notes stay with this person, any listing that they look at of yours, and they'll always be there. Okay. So number one, sort by, I got another 15 minutes. Sort by number of visits, right? That's the number one. Second one is, did they sign a CA? Some people do this first, right? So 45 people signed the CA. This will show you who they are and you can call them. The other one is, of those 45 people, who downloaded the due diligence? So let me actually just click on that one. So if somebody came into your listing, signed a CA and downloaded the due diligence, then you can sort by number of times they downloaded the due diligence, right? So Sola Omason, right, is the number one person I should probably call, because they downloaded the due diligence 53 times. Somebody on your team should call them. All they need to do is click on their name here. The lead drawer opens up, phone number, email, and then all the notes, all the properties they've looked at will all be listed here. So Imagine you do that. Let's say you've got 10, 20 listings and you spend the next few days going through all your leads. I will guarantee it. I don't know how I'm going to guarantee it. I'm not sure how I'm backing it up, but just take my word for it. There is money in your leads. No other platform in the US for sure, and maybe there's something in Russia, I have no idea. But in the US, there's no other platform that generates this many leads that all you have to do is then turn them into dollars. So that's kind of the main thing on the leads. You can also see here, requested info, right? Did they reach out to you? Click on that one. There's a lot of brokers that don't click on that one, I've noticed. And some of these other ones are kind of useful. The last thing that you should look at here, and this is something we created fairly early on, and we didn't expect that one of the broker's biggest complaints was, hey, CREXi, there's way too many leads. Who do I call first, right? And so we created this thing called the lead score. I just want to show you that real quick, and then I'll jump into comps. Anthony's here. How'd your deal go, Anthony? Good one?
Good one. We're
Yeah.
trying to figure out a subject too here if we can.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right, cool.
Well,
So I'm just going to show you this one here, and then I'm going to jump into the comps, and then Anthony will take over and talk about our auction platform. Sorry about that. It's a little slow here. So if you scroll, you're in leads, right? You go to all leads, you scroll over, and then right here you see the CREXi score. It's like an Uber rating, right? And then you sort by CREXi score, and then anything that's kind of like a 5, so Navit Chawala is probably based upon their viewing history and their profile completion and how many times they go into CREXi. He's probably your number one candidate for this property. Then you can go down 4.8. I would have anyone call anyone that has a score over a 4. Okay. And that way you can make sure. Now, these people might not be interested in your listing. They might be interested in another listing you have. They might be a seller down the street just looking at your listing because they want to figure out how much theirs is worth. All these conversations, if you do your thing, and you guys are probably good talkers because you're top producers at EXP, right? You can turn these into some form of commission event, right? Whether it's a new listing or a buyer rep or tenant rep or whatever it is. That's it. And then the last thing I was going to show you here, a lot of people don't know this one, it's called top prospects. This is where your AI comes in, right? No other platform has anything even remotely like this. These are people who the system thinks would be interested in your property based upon their viewing history. And they match them by a 99% relevance down, 100% down. So if they have looked at your property, it will say, right? So where it says no activity, these people, Debbie Russell, Justin, Carlos, are all top prospects for your property and have not yet looked at your listing. And as you scroll down, you'll see like Michael Cho is a 91% and he's registered to bid on the property, right? So that sort of validates what we're saying. Let me stop real quick for any quick questions. Any questions in the chat there, Jimmy? No? Okay. So I'm not going to look in the chat. I'll let you look. If there is any questions, I'll let you ask them. Real quick then, I'm just going to show you the comps and records. There's a few ways we use this. Anthony and I use this probably 20 times a day. Somebody calls me up. I just got a guy this morning, has a car wash in Framingham Hills, Michigan. I've never been there in my life, but I have to kind of figure out how much stuff is worth. And so, you would just type in the property address here. And so if I want to know what retail in Framingham, did I spell it right? Let's say Framingham, Massachusetts, right? Let's say somebody calls me up and says, what is retail worth in Framingham? I would just click on that. First of all, it's going to kind of show me like average prices per square foot. Seems like fairly high price per square foot in that market, right? So I know that all of a sudden. And then if I click on insights, it's going to give me the overview of that market. So average price per foot is 157. There's certainly a lot of deals below that, so you have to be careful here, but the main predominance is in that 150. And then it's going to show you all sorts of stuff, price per unit, and then all your demographics. So that we use a lot. The other thing you can do is then, let's say you've got a specific listing. Let's say it's right here next to this Trader Joe's. What you're going to do is you're going to scroll in to an area just kind of around the property. Let's give it a second here. It's going to recalibrate. And then it's going to pull up all the parcel maps. It'll just take a second here. And let's say somebody wants to figure out what anything about this. Let's say it's this B Sisters Cafe property, right? Give it a second. It's calculating a lot of data. I always like to use the aerial view. And then what you can do is you can click on the parcel map. So it's just going a little slow because of the zoom. And then I've got like 16 pages open here and this going on here. But I click on this 600 Worcester Road, Framingham, Massachusetts. It's going to show me the property. It's going to show me all the basic information on the property, the square footage, acreage, zoning, year built, then all the public records, what it sold for, if there's a mortgage on the property, who the mortgage is with, what the rate is, and all the assessed values, all that kind of stuff is all here. And in fact, what you can even do is you can, if you go to results and you want to pull up all the retail properties in that area, you just zoom out. Let me go to the map view there. It might be a little bit quicker. You can zoom out and then it's going to show you there's 254 retail properties in that area. Then I can click on that and I can export it, and it's going to export all those retail properties with all the parcel map, all the loan amounts, rates, and more importantly, the ownership information, their phone numbers, and emails. In fact, let me just do one because I know a lot of people. So you can export it with contacts. So I'll do that one. And then that's going to produce an Excel spreadsheet. And that's a great way of sourcing new buyers. So in the auction team, what we do is, like, let's say we were selling that little B Sisters Cafe property. We would pull up all the other retail owners in the area, and then we would shoot them an email saying, hey, do you know there's another retail property going for auction in your marketplace? So hopefully that's of use to you. Here comes the, that's not it. That's just our little pricing chart here. Okay, here it is. So this is what it pumps out for you. So you've got all the property names, addresses, sold price, and then over here, you've got their contact name, phone numbers, and email addresses. Okay.
Paul, quick question. Are there tutorials that people could research and go deeper into everything?
Yeah, there's a CREXi learning. Let me see if I can find it. I know it exists. It's on the website. You go there and there's a bunch of little videos. If you're a pro, you can just send an email to support@crexi.com. And what they'll do is someone will jump on a call and run you through everything. If you're free, I think they have webinars every, I don't know, they're monthly or something. I don't know maybe they're weekly. I have no idea. But we can do something just for you guys or something for EXP, because there's probably been a while since we did anything for EXP, where we could jump on and spend a lot, like an hour, going through all this stuff, answer questions or what have you. But I just wanted to give you a taste of kind of what, how we use it as kind of quasi brokers. Anthony and I sort of work as brokers as we do auctions. We only do them with you guys. We only do them with brokers. We don't sell stuff by ourselves. But that's it. I mean, there's some other things I can show you. I could show you how to pull up maturity dates of loans. I could show you how to, well, I'll just show you right now real quick. And I'm going to hand over to you, Anthony. So for example, let's say you wanted to pull up every vacant property in a certain area. You just click that. Anything that is, where is it? They keep moving this thing around. Oh, there we go. Any distressed properties, foreclosures, any CMBS properties right here. If you want to look up maturity rates, you do it like any loans maturing in the next year. You could do that here. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can kind of do to help prospect new business. And every time I've jumped on a call with brokers and kind of walked them through how to use it, about a week, 2 weeks later, they call me back going, I just got a new listing from it. You just helped me sell a property. Thanks a lot. So I'm super excited about what we do here. With that, I'm going to hand you over to Anthony, who I'm going to click on the live auction tab and show you kind of what we've got going on and have Anthony walk you through the auction platform. I might have to jump off, Anthony, if that's, I don't know if that's a problem.
All right. No, it's fine. I might have to do the same in the 5-10 minutes here, but
okay.
But look, you guys caught us on a live auction day. So they start on Monday and on Wednesday. So a lot of action going on for us today. But why don't you click into that 400,000 one, that Birmingham MSA, because that's the one I got next coming in.
Okay. All right. Nice.
That's where the live action for me is. And actually it's interesting. We're on a call much like this on auction day. It's a Zoom meeting. I'm going to have you click into that property dashboard if you can, Paul. That's what the general public sees. It's 18 minutes left, which, for us is eternity. If you've been in the auction space. So if you look at this, you'll see we have 4 approved bidders, 14 executed CAs. So it kind of gives you more of a robust view of what's going on with the auction from the transaction side. Where the marketing is, you do get a lot more looks. I'd say just being on the transaction tab or the auction tab, mainly because there's a clock, there's a time date on which a deal is supposed to trade. So you get a lot of these guys off the sidelines because there's a specific time that it's going to sell. And so we do create this sense of urgency. It's one of the benefits to auction. By creating that sense of urgency, we allow these guys to get registered for the auction. And so what we require for them is to show us proof of funds, a $10,000 hold on their credit card. And Paul, do you mind checking in on auction tab and right here on the left?
Oh, okay. Here it is. Yep.
And we can go to auction bidders first. Okay. So these 5 people have all registered to bid on this auction. So they've sent in proof of funds. Some of them won't qualify, but I think on this one we have 4 fully qualified bidders. So yeah, 4. Actually, Robert Anderson's one of the brokers on the deal, so we work closely with them. But yeah, so we get their proof of funds. We're able to have a robust dashboard of, okay, who's worth what, who's sent in how much money. In a lot of cases, I'm sure he showed you the notes feature. We can view the notes and what they're saying about the deal. So when we get into the bidding arena, if you don't mind hitting bidding arena, and this is the 16 minutes left. It's us on top. This little, but we've had a bid from John Ray, Randy Truckenbrot. So we have live action going into the last 15 minutes. Again, I could tell you right now, it's an eternity for us. We just sit here on a call and we wait for bids to come in. And the idea behind the auction is to create a market. And so what we're having discussions, with your seller, and maybe we do the discussion through the broker, but ultimately what we're trying to do is, we have a reserve price that we're trying to hit, and we had a starting bid, and we're trying to get bidders to place live bids and give the seller the opportunity to feed live offers in real time and decide if they want to take it or not. And so if you go into the deal, you'll see when we have a live auction or a live offer that comes on the screen, we say, Mr. Seller, is that something you would consider? If they say yes, then we can flip reserve met in real time. Mm-hmm. And indicates to the market that it's definitely selling. And so that's generally what we're doing on auction day. We're on a lot of people just see the mechanism online, and it's kind of the cool part. You see the green dots. We're able to see that they're actually looking at the asset. So we don't have to reach out and have that awkward phone call. Hey, you guys looking at it? Blah, blah, blah. No, we're able to just know, okay, they're looking at the deal currently. And so it's this very intense real-time, offer, and bid ask experience. And, and we're able to, it's been around for a while, and we've taken a long time to perfect it, but it's very effective way to sell deals. I think, one of the things I always tell Paul is the haptics on the auction. So when you see a live bid placed, sellers love it. They love the ability to see, oh man, a live bid was just placed, 30 days, all cash close. And so oftentimes, when an offer comes in, it's a written offer, this is a live offer. you know, we have their credit card on file. We charge it immediately if they're the winning bidder. And then our contract team, you know, keeps their feet to the fire. So this is, you know, I would say 50% technology, 50% process that keeps bidders, you know, locked into the deal. Okay, you know, you won the deal. Here's the contract. It's been in the due diligence vault for, you know, 45 days. You're able to review that. Okay, we send you the contract, you sign it. And then in 24 hours, you're getting pushed to send in your earnest money deposit at 10%, which they know they have to do. And then they have 30 calendar days after that to close. So it's been very effective. And I think one of the benefits that a leg up that we have on a lot of other platforms is because we're all centrally hosted on this one platform, we're able to, you know, mine data from other things. So like one of the things I was an early stage guy at 10X. One of the hardest things to accomplish is getting a user on a deal. When we launched leasing, you got to go?
Yeah, I got to jump. Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm running it, so I got to go. All right, good to see you guys, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for having us on, James.
I'm going to see if I can share what I got here.
And Anthony, one question was, how would you share from the brokers representing a buyer's client? So do you talk to the broker or do you talk direct to the client?
No, we talk to the broker all the time. So the brokers bring us direct deals. I've done quite a few with Stephanie. We've had a lot of success actually with our team. We've sold 3 hotels, like in the 2 to 4 million range on auction with some chunky fees. They'll tell you. So we've had some success. We've had some misses as well. But it's the next 18 months is something your client will definitely want. There's a lot of distressed product out there. It's a good tool to have in your quiver, or in your tool belt, so to speak. We act as your auction partner. You know, a lot of people charge. You know, a lot of the guys out there, they're charging 10% buyer's premium. We're at 5%. If the deal's over 5 million, we can work with you a little bit. But the idea is to be, you know, you have your listing agreement. You know, you add it to the platform, we get our fee from the buyer. You know, again, if the deals are bigger, we can play around with that fee a little bit. But we're happy to work with us. You got Paul, myself, you know, you talking to the decision maker, we can make things happen. And yeah, so right now, you know, I wish I could go a little longer. I do have to jump on this one. So I apologize. It was such a intense day, but this is the deal I'm working on right now, and I got a couple more later today. But this is our game day, and you're getting a little piece of the action. So when I jump off, I'll be jumping on a call with all those parties and try to put a deal together in real time. And
Anthony,
I'm
thank
happy to
you.
answer any questions right now, real quick, if you guys have any questions.
Any questions? One quick thing is, what are you seeing now? I guess leading up to the election with the auction platform and listings, what's your guidance for the velocity for next year and for 2025?
So in my opinion, this is my opinion, I think no matter who won the election, there was going to be a ton of distressed inventory hitting the market no matter what. I do believe with what happened, I think that there's going to be more buyer confidence. I could be wrong. That's my opinion. But I do think that it's a perfect storm for auction. A lot of buyer confidence with a ton of product out there. And there's been a ton of capital sitting on the sidelines waiting for that. Interest rates might fall. I don't know what to expect, but there is a lot of distressed product out there that's been kind of weighted back. And a lot of the loan servicers early on were doing more workout deals. As they get more busy, or they get busier, they will be more inclined to sell these things. And so I think it's about to flood the market with a lot of product. You're going to see a lot of office, obviously. I think that's popular. Hotels. The hotels situation's a little different. It's more of a PIP issue if you're familiar with hotel sales. A lot of guys are unable to continue paying that PIP, meaning that they're unable to keep their current flag, meaning it's going to drop the value of that deal quickly. And oftentimes the lender won't like that. So there's going to be a lot of forced sales in that space because of that problem. There's a certain lease time on that PIP. where they have to, you know, keep the property up to date to keep that brand. And so a lot of uncertainty there. So office retail is actually doing okay. I'm actually starting to see a lot more multifamily, just because people bought it the wrong time, I think. And so you're starting to see more of that, and that product trades very quickly. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I think it's a perfect storm for auction in the next 18 months. So we'd love to be your partner. We act as that. We're not trying to take business. We're trying to be an additive to you guys.
And Anthony, one last question before you have to jump. How can people be involved and learn more about CREXi? Do you have kind of info sessions about using your auction platform?
Yeah,
other
no,
services?
absolutely. We're going to start doing more on podcasts and stuff like that. But yeah, we have tutorials. And you know, honestly, I'm an easy guy to get a hold of. You guys have my information. Please reach out to me, Paul or myself. We're on the same team. We're all one big unit over here. So happy to answer any questions, concerns you might have. If you have a deal that you want to run by us, just bring it to us. We're often really good at playing bad cop too, because we're a volume player over here, right? So, you know, if you've had a guy that's just won't come off their price, it's sometimes nice to have a third party group say, hey, look, we're happy to put it on the platform. We're charging you nothing up front. We only take it on contingency. So if we feel like we can sell it at that price, we'll move forward. If we can't, we're going to tell you no. Sometimes the seller loves to, you know, doesn't love to hear it, but obviously the broker, you know, if you've been playing nice guy, it's nice to have a bad cop come in and say, oh, look, we can't do it there. And so they hear it for a third time, especially if you've been bringing them offers in that range and they're not moving off the number. You know, we play that bad cop and say, look, this is where you got to be. The benefit to using us is obviously if you get that offer in live time, we show reserve met, and maybe you get more bids over that, and you get some an aggressive, you know, a competitive two bidders that might take it way well past that number, and then we just lock them in and get the deal done. But yeah, I mean that's generally how we work. And let me know if you know, definitely reach out directly to either of us. We're happy to help.
Anthony, thank you so much. And you know, it's great that you're on deal day, right? We get to see this, and it's activities coming back. We've been waiting 3 years for velocity to start picking back up,
Oh
good or
man,
bad,
tell
right?
me about it. Yeah, no, it feels like, I'll tell you right now, my phone's never ring as much as it has. You know, I was an early stage guy at 10X. Obviously, we got that to a place where it was humming, but we started this place brand new. And so we had competition, but also, like, you know, it's the whole starting team at 10X is now here. So we have a very strong team that knows how to do this. And we're always, you know, welcome new customers and want to be, you know, a tool for you guys.
Anthony, thank you. And I know it's sharing all these new tools, new concepts, technology to make our brokers better. So thank you so much. Have a good deal day, and let's get some of those deals closed at the reserve price. But we will reach out to set other times so we can go deeper into distressed debt, how we can use the auction platform, and so many other tools that I know that I saw that you do a lot of predictive analytics and everything else. So thank you again for being on Top Agent Nation Commercial Wednesdays.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate the time. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, James.
Thank you. So obviously we had to cut a little short today. They're in their deal day, but it was good to learn, because I would say a lot of times for the commercial agents, it's good to learn the other tools, what you can use to enhance your business. But I would just say for all our brokers waiting around for 3 years, it's time to be prepared and ready, right? Because now that we got elections behind us, looking forward to great velocity for next year for 2025. So stay in touch and be kind of one of the back agent passes to learn more, get the decks, go into more trainings in depth to learn more about each of the functions of all of our different speakers, and especially with CREXi of what they're going on. I think auctions have matured and has really helped. And there's just a different way to approach, you know, commercial real estate clients or distressed clients to give them a new venue and a new way of marketing their property. So again, thank you everyone for the time today. And sorry for cutting a little short, but we'll go a little more depth later. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.